Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and we've been talking about how tapering could crash the markets, and it's finally started. So we're going to talk about the tapering that just started. I've also got an update for you on 8 stocks, including some we haven't talked about in months. So let's get into it. Okay, let's talk about this tapering. Now, it's not what you think. It's not the Fed, at least not yet. It's actually coming out of Europe. So the European Central Bank came out on Thursday and they said that they were going to start tapering. Wait, no, they didn't. They said that they were going to do their bond buying at a moderately lower pace. But don't worry, it's not tapering. Well, yeah, I mean, literally the definition of tapering is to cut back on your bond buying. But the European Central Bank can say, yeah, we're cutting back on our bond buying, but don't call it tapering. That's not what it is. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I don't get it. It'd be like if your boss came up to you at work and the boss was like, listen, we're going to cut your pay a little bit, but don't worry, we're not going to call it a pay cut. You're not getting a pay cut. You're just going to make less money. And you're like, what? Like, that's literally the definition of a pay cut, is to make less money. And that's the same thing with the European Central Bank. It's like, that literally the definition of tapering is to cut back on your bond buying. And the European Central Bank's coming out like, yeah, we're cutting back on our bond buying, but don't call it tapering. It's not tapering. It's like, what? So I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's madness. Anyway, the point is they are tapering, whether they want to call it tapering or not. They are tapering. But here's the kicker, is it hasn't quite started happening in the United States yet, but we do have the Fed meeting here in about 2 weeks. Not next week, but the week after. The Fed is going to be meeting for September. And so there is talk that the Fed is ready to start tapering. There's still a little bit of concerns about the pandemic, but we're going to find out in September if the tapering starts in September or if they're going to delay it until October. But they're definitely talking about it. It's coming soon. So I want to let you know this is coming. It's here. It's happening. The stock market was up, and then the tapering thing came out, and everything went down. It's just, it's going to be bad for a couple of weeks once tapering actually starts. Now, a little bit more short term, let's talk about Friday. So I've got the green shirt on. I got the green lights up because I expect Friday to be a green day in the markets for one day. I think we're going to have a green day on Friday. It's a lot of people who were selling all week. They're going to have to like buy back their short positions. They don't want to hold them over the weekend. But so I think we'll have a little bit of a green day on Friday. We've already got the futures up. We got the Asian markets up. European markets aren't quite open yet, so we'll have to see how those go. But so far, I think it'll be a green day on Friday. And then I think Monday, kind of up in the air, but if we are in a market correction, then Monday is going to be blood red. It is going to be a massive, we're probably talking a down of over 1% in the markets on Monday if we are in the start of a correction. Let's get into these updates on these 8 stocks. Like I said, some of which we haven't talked about in months. And I've also got a new one for you. So let's get into those. For those of you guys who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks on YouTube. Every day I watch hours and hours and hours of YouTube videos, and then I consolidate all of the stock picks from the top YouTubers, and I put them together into a single video. I give you both the cliff notes on the stock picks as well as my analysis on the stock picks. Now, if anything I talk about today piques your interest, make sure you listen to who I say talked about that stock and then go watch their video to get the full details on what they said. Now, all I ask for putting all of this together for you guys is that you hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the page so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. Alright, before we get into our stock picks, I just want to remind you that I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I talk about today is a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold. These are just my opinions, which may or may not be accurate. Please do your own research before investing in any asset. If you're wondering what you're looking at right now, this is the Webull desktop app. Webull is the app that I use for my trading, and it is also the app that I use in all of my videos. If you'd like to get 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300, you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up using my link in the description below and deposit just $100, Webull is going to send you 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. All right, let's get into today's stock picks. First up is AMC. This is AMC Movie Theaters. AMC is holding the ascending triangle pattern. It still is not broken out, but once it gets above $49, it should run to $60 quite easily, and possibly $65 since $60 was an artificial resistance level created by market makers. Just based upon the technicals alone, Friday might be a great day to buy September 17th call options at AMC. I would consider the $50 call option and not the $55 call option just based upon the break-even price. Now getting to the news on AMC, both ZipTrader and Keenan Grace pointed out an article that said retail investors were net sellers for the first time since February. That's amazing. I mean, think about it. Every single day for the past 7 months, retail investors bought more AMC than they sold. Every single day for 7 straight months. Then on Tuesday, there was slightly more selling than buying, and then it was back to buying and off to the races again on Wednesday. So when you see articles like that, don't get scared thinking, oh my gosh, people are selling. Look at the bigger picture. You would think that in 7 months, we would have had more than one day where retail investors sold more than they bought. But nope. That article, while it tries to make it look like the bull run is over, is actually very bullish in my mind because it shows just how massive the retail buying pressure has been on AMC. And if AMC breaks out above $49 and starts going back towards $60 again, there could be even more people jumping into AMC due to FOMO or fear of missing out, because nobody wants to miss out on the short squeeze. Next up is DKNG. This is DraftKings, and they're an online sports betting company. Chris Sain talked about how there is a pent-up demand for sports and in relation sports betting. Football season is going well and basketball is coming up. And Chris Sain said this is going to be a great year for sports and DKNG should benefit from that. Next up is LCID. This is Lucid Group. They're an American EV manufacturer. I just wanted to let you know that we finally have an analyst who is covering LCID. It's a new analyst with Citigroup, and he rated LCID a buy and gave it a $28 one-year price target. That represents a 41% upside potential from Thursday's closing price. Now, of course, most people think LCID will go much higher than $28 over the next year, especially once Lucid starts delivering vehicles later this year. But as an analyst, and especially a new analyst who still needs to prove himself in the market, this Citigroup analyst needs to be conservative to ensure that his price target will be reached. And so that's why I think he priced LCID so low. Next up is NIO. This is NIO, and they're a Chinese EV manufacturer. StockMo let us know about a rumor that was released on Thursday where NIO's new ET7 sedan could include a low-cost lithium iron phosphate or LFP battery. These batteries are capable of providing up to 400 miles of range and last for up to 1 million miles of usage. They are also much cheaper than the batteries currently in use. If NIO decides to use an LFP battery in their next EV, that could lower the price of the car, making NIO more competitive. Next up is RH, and this is RH. They're a high-end furniture store. Jeremy with financial education is thinking about buying put options on RH. He likes the company, the products, and the business model, but he thinks the share price is getting to be too high. RH jumped over 7% on Thursday after reporting earnings that blew analyst expectations out of the water. Now, the part of the reason that Jeremy with financial education is thinking about puts is because he is 100% long right now in the market. Jeremy wants some short positions to hedge himself against a downturn in the market. 2024 options start trading next week. Jeremy is a long-term investor, so he's thinking about 2024 put options on RH. He's going to look at the $400, $300, and $200 strike prices. Now, the reason that he's looking so low on a $700 stock is because RH was trading in the $100 to $200 range just last year. It has ran up massively since then. Keep in mind, this is a furniture store with a forward PE ratio of 31. That's quite high. Now, it's true that sales are booming and RH is growing rapidly, but Jeremy doesn't think that growth will last. Jeremy with financial education thinks RH is the in furniture brand right now, and they might fall out of favor at some point in the next 3 years. Also, if there's a downturn in the economy, then RH is going to suffer because people are going to buy less furniture, and the furniture they do buy will be lower end rather than the upscale furniture that RH sells. Further, Jeremy sees this as a hedge against both stocks and real estate. Because if real estate falls and less people buy houses, then in turn, less people will buy furniture. So for all of those reasons, Jeremy with financial education likes the idea of buying leap puts on RH as a hedge against both the stock market and the real estate market. Next up is SPRT. This is support.com. ZipTrader pointed out that SPRT is maintaining its upward momentum and keeps bouncing off of the 21-day EMA. SPRT has the merger vote coming up on Friday, and if that goes through, it could be an upward catalyst for the stock. And if SPRT moves up too much, it could trigger a short squeeze that everybody has been waiting for. Next up is TTOO. This is T2 Biosystems. I wanted to let you know that some news came out on TTOO after the bell on Thursday. TTOO's pandemic panel test was proven to be capable of detecting the new MU and iota variants. And this is the first rapid test that is able to detect these new strains. The test is 95% accurate, and you get results in just 2 hours. The MU and iota strains have already shown up in the United States, so testing for these new strains will be top priority for the CDC and local governments. And with TTOO producing the only rapid test that is capable of detecting these 2 new strains, that could cause a significant revenue growth for the company. The news sent the share price up almost 27% after hours. Now, TTOO had a decent amount of short selling on it. A large number of short positions were covered today. As you can see here on Fintel, the shares available jumped from 300,000 to 4.4 million. And then it looks like some new short positions were opened up a little while later. Now, part of the reason TTOO was beaten down so much over the past few months was due to the short sellers. So TTOO will now have a chance to rise back up on Friday and into next week and possibly have a short squeeze. And the last stock that we're going to talk about is VIAC. This is Viacom CBS and their television network. Chris Zane is still holding VIAC. He thinks it will do well as a platform where people can go watch game highlights during the sports season. Chris Zane thinks VIAC will get to $65 by the end of this year. Now, I want to warn you that the only reason VIAC ran up as much as it did earlier in the year was because Archegos Capital was highly leveraged on it to the long side. And when Archegos Capital got liquidated, VIAC came crashing down to where it should have been the whole time. Now, using the long-term trend line in blue that I drew going back to before Archegos started buying VIAC, you can see how VIAC is actually well below the upward trend line right now. My trend line puts VIAC at $60 by the end of this year. The forward PE ratio is only 10, which shows that both technically and fundamentally, VIAC is undervalued right now. So Chris Zane is right. VIAC is a stock that could go up 50% over the next 4 months. We just need to get some momentum behind it. Right now, VIAC is a great value play. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that video and get a lot out of it. Comment down below what your favorite stock pick is. And if you want to stay up on stocks all throughout the day like us, I was up over 15% on Thursday, even though the markets were down. There were numerous people in the Discord who were up over 15% as well. If you want to make money, whether the markets are up and down, and you want help with that, then I recommend you go ahead and join the Discord. It's not mine, it's another group called Lucrum Investing, but they're amazing. Just go to scottcurry.me/discord and you'll get a 7-day free trial, so you can go in there and check it out and see if you like it before you ever have to spend any money. Also, if you're looking for a broker to trade with, you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up using my link in the description below and deposit just $100, Webull's going to send you 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. Now, if you're not a U.S. resident, or if you want to trade OTC penny stocks, or if you just don't like payment for order flow, then I recommend Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers is a great trading platform. They're used all throughout the world. They have the full pre-market and after hours trading from 4 a.m. until 8 p.m. They give you options. They give you all kinds of stuff. And I do want to let you know that both Webull and Interactive Brokers both have the options and the pre-market and after market hours trading from 4 a.m. until 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I do have material connections with both of those, so whenever you sign up for either broker, not only are you going to get a great broker to trade with, you're also going to help me to continue to produce these great videos for you. And finally, I want to remind you to hit that like button, subscribe, and if you're on YouTube, go ahead and click the bell icon and click all. That way you'll get notified when I release my next video. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you on Monday.